Now, first on the Western Slope, you're watching KREX5 News at 10 p.m.
We start tonight with breaking news to tell you about. Good evening and thank you for watching KREX5 News at 10 p.m. I'm Chance Sticklin. A fire is actively burning 10 miles north of Grand Junction. If you were outside earlier today, you might have noticed it yourself or even breathed in some of the air. Just after 3 p.m. today, the Upper Colorado River Interagency Fire Unit responded to the Wild Horse Fire, and the Book Cliffs Air and Ground crews are currently working hard to establish and anchor the secure of the fire line. The fire is currently estimated around 95 acres, and as of now, it is still actively under investigation, and as more information becomes available, we will share it with you. Whether it's a hen house or a poultry palooza, the city of Fruita is living it up at the Mike the Headless Chicken Festival this year. And our KREX5's Cora Dickey attended the festival and shares with us how the festival isn't just a fun time, but a boost to the city's tourism.
Mike the Headless Chicken clocks back into town with his annual downtown festival in Fruita. While this festival focuses on one bird, a few dozen of his cousins came in as a show, bringing more poultry to the party. Whether it's someone's first time at the fest or not, people enjoyed that there's something for everyone.
I think it's pretty cool, get to learn some more, and I think it's cool for kids too. The kids are pretty interested in the chickens, and not a lot of small cities probably have a chicken festival, so it's something more unique and special about Fruita.
The festival doesn't just cluck. It revs up a crowd with the Wheels West Car Club's car show. Over 100 people travel from all over the country to showcase the classic cars and motorcycles they have. As they park into a one-of-a-kind festival, some travelers find the festivities worth the trip.
I'm not disappointed. It's pretty doggone neat. I've been around the Western Slope here and there. There are some beautiful cars. So I wanted to see the cars. And I wanted to see the headless chicken.
The sky is the limit when it comes to the involvement. Local bands, businesses, and vendors keep the Fruita flavor fresh from the coop. What organizers appreciate is how one of many events can put Fruita on a bigger map.
We get people like nationally coming to the festival, so I hear from people all over. I know we've got folks here this year from Portland and also from Florida, so it's crazy when people come from all over to see Mike the Chicken Festival.
Mike the Headless Chicken Festival is a two-day party that increases Fruita's tourism. Ideas are already going in for next year's festival, scheduled to hatch Memorial Day weekend. Reporting first on the Western Slope, Cora Dickey, KREX5 News.
Cora, thank you very much. After on and off safety closures over the past couple of weeks, I-70 through Glenwood Canyon remains open at this time. An emergency project to make permanent repairs to the interstate will begin soon. CDOT has contracted Lawrence Construction to evaluate, assess, and repair damaged areas along I-70 through Glenwood Canyon. Crews have begun setting up permanent traffic control barriers at the Blue Gulch location, an area hardest hit by the mudslides and debris. Work is scheduled Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Traffic is down to single lane eastbound and westbound at mile marker 123.5. The current cost for the phase of this project is $6.1 million. Those traveling should expect delays, and we will continue to update you with the latest information. Agencies from all over Colorado have continued cleaning up the aftermath of mudslides through the Grizzly Creek burn scar. The National Forest Service gave KREX a first-hand look at recent damage earlier this week. Officials are expected to keep Hanging Lake Trail closed with no real timeline on reopening. And Lena Takata reports on the Forest Service's plan to get hikers back to the pristine waters of Hanging Lake.
From the trailhead, you can see the damage done by recent mudslides here at Hanging Lake Trail. National Forest Service rangers say getting the path open back up is a priority, but doing so won't be a picnic. Debris covering major portions of the hike and bridges being damaged beyond repair.
The damage is similar to maybe what folks are seeing on the highway.
The Hanging Lake Trail is far from what it once was.
Bridge number 2 has been kicked probably 200 feet down the creek and is just laying there mangled. 5 is covered in mud. It has a dam of debris behind it.
In fact, rangers say it could take years to restore the trail.
To rebuild the trail fully, I mean, that's going to take some time, at least probably 2 years.
Getting a trail open to Hanging Lake is the immediate goal, but for the Forest Service, the long-term goal is to make that trail both accessible and sustainable for years to come.
If we can start from scratch, what's the best experience we can provide? Where does that trail go to take you to this destination that so many people want to see?
The Forest Service is looking to build what it calls a primitive trail as a temporary solution, so the lake can be accessed by more adventurous hikers, while a new trail for hikers of all abilities is established.
A new trail that's going to last, that's going to be sustainable, and that's going to be just a great experience for guests coming up here, whether they're local or they're coming from overseas to check it out.
So more people can enjoy the beauty of this Western Slope gem.
Families with young kids, just folks who maybe aren't used to hiking some more challenging trails. It would be a shame for those groups to not be able to come to, a beautiful place like this.
The next step in opening the trail is for engineers to come here, assess the damage and the feasibility of future trails. Reporting from Hanging Lake, I'm Lena Takada.
Lena, thank you. As the country continues to battle the COVID-19 pandemic, health experts are now warning of a possible twin-demic. 56.6% of Coloradans have been fully vaccinated, according to the CDC. It's a dual threat as the United States prepares for the flu season amid a surge in new COVID-19 cases. And one local health expert here on the Western Slope explains how the flu virus could impact the fight against COVID-19. The U.S. saw between 24,000 and 62,000 deaths last year because of the flu, according to the CDC. This year, with another contagious virus ripping through communities across the country, local health officials say the risk of the flu shouldn't be ignored.
A lot of concern around COVID, just remembering that flu doesn't go away. Flu is still a virus that's in the valley, and we need to make sure that we're protecting ourselves.
That protection comes in the form of vaccines, and health officials warn there could be an uptick in flu cases this year.
We do anticipate, though, that we'll have a more active season this year, and so, again, that flu vaccine is very important for the community.
And those vaccines don't just protect us.
And the other part to remember is we're not just protecting ourselves, we're protecting the people around us who can't get vaccinated.
Flu vaccines are administered in rooms similar to the one I'm in right now. And for those of you at home who didn't know, you can contract COVID-19 and flu simultaneously.
You can always catch multiple viruses at the same time. That's why it's so important to vaccinate against everything you can vaccinate against so that you can prevent those things from happening.
Health officials have given the green light for residents to receive both vaccines even less than 24 hours apart.
You can get the COVID-19 vaccine and the flu vaccine on the same day at this point. So you can get them both whenever you're ready. Again, active flu season starts in October, so it's a good time to start planning for that now.
Turning our attention internationally now, time is dwindling to get as many Americans and Afghan nationals out of Afghanistan before the August 31st deadline set by President Joe Biden. Planes continued to depart Kabul's international airport on Saturday in final evacuation flights from the Taliban-controlled region. More than 100,000 people have been safely evacuated through Kabul airport, and according to the U.S., but more than thousands are struggling to leave. The Taliban have said they will allow Afghans to leave via commercial flights after the U.S. withdrawal, but it is still unclear which airlines would return to an airport controlled by the militants. Hurricane Ida is expected to make landfall this week, and it could affect our weather pattern here next week on the Western Slope. And as Omar Villafranca reports, Ida developed so quickly that some residents in New Orleans might not have a plan to get out.
Cars stacked up, bumper to bumper on Interstate 10. People looking to get out ahead of Ida's arrival. New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell says she could not order a mandatory evacuation for most of the city because of how quickly the storm developed.
This is hurricane prep in Louisiana.
Those who stayed behind found long lines of people scrambling for generators, fans, and propane.
All we got left for a few exchanges. 1, 2, 3, 4 to go. 550 gallons in 4 hours this morning. It didn't last.
Many stores already struggling to keep up with demand during pandemic-fueled supply shortages.
Shopping during COVID is always hard, but it's a little bit harder now.
Health officials are concerned about COVID spreading in shelters. Less than half of all Louisiana residents are vaccinated, and cases hit an all-time high here less than 2 weeks ago.
Please make sure you are making plans to stay healthy and safe. And the way you do that is by masking when you are not with people when you are with people that you don't normally live with.
In coastal St. Bernard's Parish, the race was on to get boats out of the water.
Nobody was out there shrimping today and open their shrimp season, so that ought to tell you. And when I got in this morning, late last night, at 4 o'clock, About 75, 80% of the booths already left.
And for those staying behind, Mayor Cantrell had one final message.
Shelter in place, hunker down. It is vitally important.
President Biden has already approved a federal emergency disaster declaration for the state of Louisiana. It's also worth noting that FEMA plans to send about 150 medical personnel and dozens of ambulances to the Gulf Coast area just in case they are needed, because keep in mind, many of the hospitals are still strained by COVID. Omar Villafranca, CBS News, New Orleans.
Today marks the 58th anniversary of the first March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. In 1963, an estimated 250,000 people gathered at the Lincoln Memorial to bring attention to inequalities black people faced. Dubbed the March On for Voting Rights was the name of the rally in Washington, D.C. Today, the event was meant to focus on the importance of voting rights for all Americans. According to the event's website, since the beginning of 2021, more than 400 voter suppression bills have been introduced in 49 states. According to the National Action Network's website, the organization is partnering with D.C. statehood organization 51451 for the rally. The National Park Service has issued a permit for the rally. The permit says organizers anticipated around 50,000 people to attend. And we will be right back with your full weather forecast and your sports.
Are you over 65?